fans, welcome to a new episode of MPJ New Rock Album Review Show. I'm Nigel, welcome to Chris and to Pete, half the co-ed. The other three are drunk in a ditch, drunk celebrating their newborn son, and drunk on holidays. So we are holding down the fort. There's only 6 of us. If you tune in for the first time, we rate albums out of 5. If they get 4 or more, go to Hall of Fame. Maybe even if they get higher, Golden Halls, even higher, become an MPJ legend. Only 15 albums have that status. This will be somewhere in the region of 518 albums that we've reviewed. So go and check out. Hit the like and subscribe button. Check out. We have lots of interviews and stuff as well. Anyway, today we are reviewing Alien Weaponry and their album Tira, all the way. So they're basically a Māori. This is a really interesting band. Simon actually watched them at Download last year. He was telling me, but really interesting band. They are. They're from New Zealand. Check out their bio on the text below. Really, really, really interesting. From very much Maori, singing Maori as well. Really interesting. But very much in this metalcore kind of genre, really. So I'm going to start with you then, Pete, because this must be right up your street, was it? Had you heard of them before?
Well, no, I have not. So they were completely new to me. I'll just start off by saying, this is the only band that we've reviewed this month that I've shared with my mates. They were like, guys, you got to get on this. Of course, Spirit Box, I didn't have to share with them because they know about Spirit Box. I've been pestering them about them for years. But yeah, this was one that I was really like, whoa, I got to share this with some of my friends because, yeah, I was really well surprised by it. Gave me enormous, 90s new wave of American heavy metal vibes. Specifically Trivium, like a huge Trivium fan myself, and some of these tracks I was listening to was like, I can feel the Trivium in this, which is much appreciated by me. There's actually a feature track on there with Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, also big Lamb of God fan. So yeah, real good for those guys that they've managed to land that, and I think it's really fitting within the sound because Lamb of God is also very big 90s new wave of American heavy metal. So yeah, I've got to say, all the qualities really in the first half of the album, I feel it kind of runs out of steam towards the end. But all in all, great work to these guys. I've actually just looked up the track list. I didn't know these guys' names, and I'm looking at it now, and they're actually called De Jong, which you may well know is one of the most common Dutch surnames there is. So I just did a little quick Google search, and it turns out these Maori dudes actually got some Dutch blood in them. So hell yeah, guys!
Rock
at
on!
At some point, some Dutch guy rocked up to New Zealand, saw a Maori woman, and was like, "Yeah." And these guys are here now, and they're making groovy metal. I like it.
Fantastic. Now, Chris, I'm not expecting great things because it was metalcore, surely. So probably not really up your street, was it?
Well, so in that case, you might be very surprised. I really like this.
Really?
Listening to this put me in mind of the sort of everyone's seen it if you watch the rugby, that sort of thing with the haka and the war chants
absolutely.
and
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sort of the tribal stuff from the Maori. So you just put me in mind of marching to war with the contingent of a rock band in your retinue, bringing on their mini amps and actors and all that sort of stuff. Angry, primal, visceral, and oh my god, it's a lot of fun. I don't think I've heard much like it before, apart from as Pete said, there's a couple of the sort of I'm going to use the word generic in the wrong way here, but the more generic rock tracks like Hanging by a Thread or Myself to Blame. The more English titles are more generic American rock. All of the sort of the Maori titles are a lot of fun. They're the sort of the angry primal vocal angry stuff that I really liked in this one. So actually I was surprised at how much I enjoyed listening to this album. The Randy Blythe track was a bit more to the wrong side of the balance for me. It was a bit more growler, a bit more not my cup of tea, but the rest of it, I've got time for Alien Weaponry. I need to grab the rest of their back catalogue and have a listen.
Yeah, good plan.
Right, Trish left some notes. Hailing from New Zealand, the thrash metal bonds that put their own unique stamp on this genre with a native tongue of Maori on the tracks, which works quite well, even though I have no clue what they're singing. But it's a clever twist and sang in, the balance is split between singing in English and kind of Maori, really. So, and she's gone more down that kind of thrash metal, but good, solid, unique album. So, yeah. I mean, again, when we first started this journey a couple of years ago, I would never have put this in front of her back then. So her taste would change. I hated it, and yet at the same time, I loved it. It was hugely hypnotic, particularly the Maori stuff, which kind of was really cool because I wouldn't know what they're bloody singing anyway, when it comes to kind of screamo. So it really didn't matter, but it was hypnotic. So I didn't hate it. It's not an album that I could listen to again. But they did break off with some kind of clean vocal kind of singing, which was nice. So yeah, it was one of those albums where you've got to give. And I love this doing this program where we kind of go on this journey, we discover this sort of stuff as well. And when I saw this on the list, and I went, oh wow, these guys go in metalcore Maori. That's something a bit different. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I put them in. Not merely my cup of tea, but kudos, tip my hat to something that was new and something different. Yeah, will it get into a Hall of Fame though? I wonder. Would it even get into our Golden Hall? It needs 4.3 to get into the Golden Hall. That bar's been raised after yesterday, so let's find out, shall we? Alien Weaponry. I'm going to start with Simon and Will because they both give this a 4.5, which is pretty damn solid. I give this a 3. It's not bad. I mean, this time of album, not bad for me.
A 3 for you with a Grammar album. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
good.
that's the idea.
Yeah, just give this a 4. Chris, what did you give it?
So I gave this a 4 as well.
Wow.
So I really like this.
Now, if Pete gives this a 4.5, it will get into our Golden Hall. If he gives it more than 3, which I think he's going to, it's going to get into our Hall of Fame. But if Pete gives us a 4.5, if he does, it's going to get into our Hall. It's going to get into our top 50 albums of all time. And obviously into our Hall of Fame, but a 4.5 or above from Pete will get it into our top 50 albums of all time. Pete, what did you give Alien Weaponry?
Oh, I am sorry to upset my Dutch brothers from New Zealand, but I'm with Trish and Chris. I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Oh, wow. Still, it breaks the sequence, guys. It breaks our sequence of 4.1s. And it's another Hall of Fame. As I said right from the outset from the earlier episode, it's been a startling good month for albums. I mean, I've never seen so many. 7 of the 8 albums, or 6 of the 8 albums got into the Hall of Fame. I think maybe even 7 got into the Hall of Fame. Let me just check. 7 of the 8 albums got into the Hall of Fame yesterday, which is unheard of. And so far, 4 out of 4, 4.2, which is absolutely brilliant. So that basically puts it in just outside the top 50. And currently into our shortlist for Album of the Year as an automatic slot, that is. But 57th out of 518th. Well done, the Maori guys. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Really good. Really well done.
Really good effort, Alien Weaponry. You'll get it next time. Next album, you'll be up there.
You'll be up there. You'll be in there. But still, they are up there because I got into our Hall of Fame. Thank you very much to Pete. Thank you very much to my missing cohorts. And thanks to Chris. And goodbye. Keep rocking.